During Donald Trump's 4 years as president, it was widely reported that he had his own bedroom in the White House residence, as his wife Melania Trump occupied her own suite. Now, it looks like Trump could have the entire residence to himself if he's elected this year to return to the White House, with a report saying that his ever-elusive wife has no plans to move back to Washington, D.C. with him. In a juicy piece of gossip from the Jimmy Kimmel Live show, guest host Martin Short, the Only Murders in the Building star, dropped a bombshell about Melania Trump's future plans.
It's that if Trump gets reelected, Melania might not live in the White House with him. Apparently, Melania hated her time in Washington, but she still might come to D.C. for state dinners and official events. Yes, that's when she really comes alive.
It seems that the former First Lady has had enough of Washington, D.C., and is not keen on returning to the White House if her husband, Donald Trump, manages to secure another term in office. According to the insiders, Melania is so over the Capitol that she's considering dividing her time between their Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach, Florida, and New York City, where her son, Barron, might be heading off to college soon. This move would leave the White House to Donald Trump alone, unless he decides to follow her lead and embrace a more solitary lifestyle. Shifting from satire to a more empathetic tone, Short reflected, but let's not forget, behind the public facade, Melania had her own expectations entering this marriage. He paused for comedic effect.
I actually have a little empathy for Melania. I mean, she entered into this marriage, she had a certain expectation. And that expectation was that the average life expectancy for an American male is 76.3 years old.
Ensuring the audience stayed engaged. After all, it wasn't Jimmy Kimmel on a stage tonight. But Short was doing an excellent job of keeping the energy alive. Age has become quite a hot topic in this election cycle. At 81, President Joe Biden holds the record as the oldest person ever to take on the presidency. And if Donald Trump, who just turned 78 on June 14th, were to win re-election, he'd snag the title of the second oldest president. While some might find it peculiar that we could have a president engaged in a long-distance relationship, Trump's former chief of staff, Mick Mulvaney, believes it's entirely plausible. In a recent interview, Mulvaney shared his thoughts on the matter.
This is the issue. When you are rich and famous and beautiful like Mrs. Trump was before she was First Lady, being First Lady can be a real step down. You lose the ability to go out. You lose the ability to have friends over. It can be a very confining sort of role.
Mulvaney's scandalous comments suggest Melania may have felt trapped in the confining role of First Lady, longing for the freedom and social life she enjoyed before moving into the White House. Could this have driven her to seek companionship elsewhere while her husband was occupied with presidential duties? Melania Trump's marriage to Donald Trump appears to be a complex and multifaceted relationship, with both financial and personal considerations at play. While Melania did not come from a wealthy background, her marriage to Donald has undoubtedly provided her with a lavish lifestyle and significant financial resources. However, Stephanie Winston Wolkoff, a former aide and confidant of Melania, has characterized the marriage as transactional in numerous ways. Wolkoff suggests that Melania's motivations went beyond just financial gain.
She knows who she married, and he knows who he married. She knows what she got into, and she knows what she gets from this marriage.
At the same time, Melania has demonstrated a remarkable ability to maintain her composure and present a carefully curated public image. Even in the face of Donald's constant scandals and controversies, Wolkoff notes that Melania is an independent individual and is unlikely to endure humiliation or vulnerability publicly. While the exact nature of Melania and Donald's relationship may never be fully known, it is clear that their marriage is a complex and multifaceted arrangement driven by a combination of financial, personal, and reputational considerations. Public displays of affection, PDAs between Donald and Melania Trump, have been notably scarce throughout their tenure in the public eye. Instances where Trump attempts to hold his wife's hand in public have been met with Melania swatting his hand away, leading to widespread speculation about the health of their marriage. To highlight this trend, the Lincoln Project compiled a Twitter video showcasing these moments, further fueling discussions about the couple's relationship dynamics. Beyond the lack of physical contact, the video also features an unforgettable moment from Donald's inauguration day. Captured by millions, the clip shows Melania smiling at her husband. However, as soon as he turns his back, her expression changes dramatically to a frown. This sudden shift in emotion sparked considerable media attention, with many interpreting it as a sign of discontent within their marriage. This series of incidents and revelations underscore the complex nature of the Trumps' relationship, inviting further examination of their public and private interactions. Melania Trump has been missing from her husband Donald Trump's campaign events and court appearances, leaving many wondering where she is. Seriously, have you seen her lately? It's like she's disappeared, leaving Trump to handle everything on his own during these crucial times. Donald Trump, who last week became the first former U.S. president to be convicted of criminal charges after the verdict in his hush money trial, has shared how the development has affected his family. In an interview over the weekend, the Republican presidential candidate said,
"I have a wonderful wife who has to listen to this stuff all the time."
How's Melania doing with it?
She's fine, but I think it's very hard for her. I mean, she's fine, but it's, she has to read all this crap.
But on the other hand, look at Trump's recent legal troubles, for instance. You'd expect a wife to be there for her husband when he's facing 34 felony charges, right? Not Melania. Instead of being by his side in court, she's been seen flaunting a $33,000 Birkin bag, dressed all in white Christian Louboutin flats, casually walking around Trump Tower. It's almost comical, like she's channeling Marie Antoinette, completely ignoring the chaos around her husband. It's not just the courtrooms she's avoiding. Melania is also nowhere to be seen on the campaign trail. While Trump is out giving speech after speech, Melania is off doing her own thing. Whether she's shopping, relaxing at spas, or just staying out of the public eye, she's clearly choosing her own comfort over supporting Trump's political run. How often do you see a presidential candidate without their spouse? Even Jill Biden is always with Joe, supporting him every step of the way. Her absence is causing quite a stir. People are speculating about their marriage. Is there trouble in paradise? Does Melania even care about Trump's campaign? Her not being there is more than just a personal choice, it's a bold statement. It's almost like she's distancing herself from Trump's shaky political career. And who can blame her? With criminal charges and a chaotic campaign, things don't look good for him. The media is having a field day with Melania's disappearance. Reports from places like the New York Post show her living a life of luxury, completely detached from Trump's spiraling situation. This has led to endless gossip about their relationship. Is she negotiating better prenuptial terms every time she steps away? It's like a soap opera, and the public can't get enough of the drama. Melania's behavior highlights a bigger issue within the Trump family. It's hard to take Trump's man of the people act seriously when his own wife is living in a bubble of privilege. Her actions suggest there's a big disconnect between them, despite their united front. For critics of Trump, this is more evidence against his credibility. It shows that even those closest to him aren't fully behind his political ambitions. Melania's luxurious lifestyle, compared to Trump's grueling campaign schedule, highlights the hypocrisy and disorder within his camp. It's a clear picture of the gap between Trump's claims of fighting for the common man and the reality of his own family's elite lifestyle. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoy this deep dive into the Trump's intriguing dynamics, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more juicy updates and sharp political commentary. Stay informed and entertained right here. See you next time.